Now let's learn how to change up our interface based on a user's actions. Okay, in our case, we want something to change when a user actually taps on our button here, right? So we can create what's called an IB action or an interface builder action. And we do that in the same way as we created our outlet. Okay, so we're going to go back over here to our storyboard file. We're going to hold down Control, click on our button, and drag over to our view controller file. Okay, and I normally like to put my IB actions after this view did load, right? Because normally people interact with our interface after it loads. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop this here. And the connection should have defaulted to action because we already have an outlet set up. But if not, make sure that the connection type is an action. And we want to give this a name, and we want to be really specific with the names of our actions as well, so that it's easier to come back to. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to say flashlight button tapped. Okay, and let's go ahead and hit connect, and you'll see, and let me make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see kind of how the code is wrapping. Okay, so now we see that we have this new function on here, right? IBAction func flashlight button tapped, which is the name that we gave it. Now any code that we put in between these two braces is going to be code that is run when the user taps on our button. Okay, so in order to check and make sure that everything works correctly, let's go ahead and in between these braces, let's say print flashlight button tapped. Okay, and let's run our code and see what's going on. Okay, so anything that we put in a print statement in our code is going to show up in our console. So make sure that in Xcode you have your console toggled on so that you can see it. Now I'm going to select my flashlight button, and you can see that every time that I tap the button, it is printing out or running this piece of code within these braces. Okay, so we can see that our IB action is working correctly. Now logging something here isn't very useful for our user, so next we're going to learn how to change something visually in response to tapping the button.